days later, a whole weekend goes by, and we are $300 above where we left off on Friday at 82.7. It seems like we've been stuck at 82.7 for, well, eternity now. But now we're $300 up, low volume. Oh, we're doing that thing again, right? Hold on a sec. Yeah. There we go. Okay, so this is what I said. Why is this so low? 3 days later, Friday, Saturday, Sunday, Monday, the price is $300 more than it was Friday. See this stupid Ecamm? That is a glitch, right? If for no reason, it just shuts the volume down to nowhere. Anyway, I'm over it. Just one of those million and one things I got to check. It's like doing a live stream is like flying an airplane, kind of. Well, obviously not, but there's a million little stupid buttons that this is off, this doesn't happen, blah, 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 blah. It'll get easier and easier and easier. It's a lot easier than when it started like 4 years ago. There was there was 2 million buttons you had to do. Unfortunately, we're only $300 more than we were on Friday. So this is where there's good news and bad news. The good news is, I'm not sure what the good news is, but the bad news is that with the FOMC meeting on Wednesday, when Old Scotch on the Rocks Booze Breath with his under this breath burps after dinner, he just tries to hold it in there because he's got too much scotch down the gullet. I feel like we're just going to mince words until the FOMC meeting, which is, what is it, 99% unchanged? When I hear those odds, I get a little optimistic, because it's just, those are the good morning, Randy Hipper. Those are the odds of everyone's on one side of the boat, right? And when everyone gets on one side of the boat, you know that the market likes to rip all those people's faces off. Terry Crow, I always used the pre-flight checklist when I was about to take off. Take off, you hoser, Terry Crow. So, unfortunately, we'll know in 30 minutes when the TARDFI markets open up whether we're going to see a little bit of a bounce or... I say we just mince words here, probably, like if you can see here, like we've done. Let's get rid of this. We've invalidated this inverse head and shoulders to a degree. I mean, I would argue that if we're going short term here, let's extend this down. I mean, a low target would be maybe where this wick is. Well, we'd have to go. I mean, is that a lower? Yeah, that's a slightly lower low. But this is what I like about this. The fact that it's a slightly lower low, you could say that it is the bottom till we go up. Now, if we were to experience some last second scare the bejesus out of the rest of whatever retail still holding on in complete pain, probably curled up in a fetal position with the wife saying, "What's wrong, honey?" And really in his mind, I put our last money in Bitcoin at 109. Let's hope there's not too many of those people. We could see like a dump down to here to retest. This is that 74. Now, is 74 a significant number on any of these charts here on the weekly? Where's 74? Oh, yeah, it's a 78.6. There's a little bit of a candlestick wick there. But this is also indicative of a nice little rounded bottom. This is the weekly chart. Because you can see we have candle closed and opened at 80K. That's a decent amount of support. It's, nothing crazy here. I would like to at least get back up to this 38.2% fib, because remember the importance of that. I think everyone remembers the importance of that. I won't go into it again. If you don't, let me know in the comment sections and I'll briefly go over it. But I feel like we've been talking about that ad nauseum. But you can see the universe likes the 61.8% fib. And that's where we found our support on the weekly chart. And that's where we'll probably go. And now when we were talking about where we are in the cycle, I was looking at the daily charts, historic time, and mostly we'll ask Grok after, obviously, because I'm just a human. What do I know? I'm filled with flaws. What we have here on the 2021 bull run. So what I did, instead of taking it from the halving, I more or less took it from the first leg up, right? So we're now in what we'd all call the bull run. You know, we're not ho-humming, oh, it's 10%, 20%. We had a significant leg up. And to when we hit that exact price and capitulated out. So the 2021 was about 350 days. You know, so if we go back to here, and this is our significant leg up. This is the 2025 bull run. This is our first significant leg up, right? So we'll put our pin there, put a pin in that one. And where we are now is at 272 days out. So that would give us, you know, if we were matching historic timelines, about, what is that, 80 days out before we, you know, come back to this 69K. Remember, 69K is the historic level that we go back to on all bull runs. So to break that, we broke it last time. We got under 20K. We went down to 15 or something like that. So it's definitely not law, but if we went out, 80 days, it would take us to about July 8th, 2025. Now, I don't know is it May? Is it in May where the Bitcoin conference is? Because we know what the market has a great sense of humor, and it likes to wait for the Bitcoin conference to have a massive face melting dump. It usually happens at it didn't happen last time. But the bull run before, I remember 2021, it was a massive capitulation, right? I think that might have been right on the time when Elon said, hey, we're not taking Bitcoin, and that rattled the market. Now, if he were to say that, no one would be like, what? Who cares if you don't take Bitcoin? So that's, I guess if we can let's go back to the 2017 one too. So this was a shorter one from that same type of peak. You know, we have this initial leg up. We are officially in a bull market, and to around the time where we capitulated was only 142 days. So it was a faster little peak to fall. But I think the lesson here was just a super fast peak blow off top, right? And we didn't really see that in 2021 because we had that double weird peak. That it was like double pain, double PTSD. If you didn't have it here and you didn't have it here, well, you had it here and then you had it here. So you got to thank the universe for that double shot of complete PTSD. And so now here we are here. This is a uniquely, I wouldn't call it a blow off top. Let's see how long we've been here for this little while, like peaky. Like we're in the penthouse of the peak, so to speak. If this is the peak, 84 days. 84 days? Seems long, doesn't it? Doesn't it seem long now that we're here, just, you know, mincing words? And I've noticed that the narrative on Twitter has become copy, if that's a word. Copy? Yeah, it's copy. Like we're starting to re-dig up all these stories to realign ourselves with whatever we want to believe, right? So I'm not sure I can't remember what the guy's name was. You know, the guy who predicted we would close at 84K. That guy. And then so everyone's like, oh my God, he predicted that. And here we are. What else did he predict? And I can't remember. Was it 444 or something like that? So now because he got one metric point right, now the whole market believes that whatever he says is law, like he's some sort of soothsayer, like he's some sort of psychic. But this is the copium that occurs during these chop suey sideways to oblivion, right? We start searching for these answers to why, and we generally hook our hat on, you know, insanity, right? This one guy got one number right, and it's along the lines of in the 2021, if you don't remember this, everyone was basically, the Bible was Plan B's stock to flow, right? Everyone was just like, yeah, there it is. The stock to flow. The stock to flow doesn't lie. I mean, this is some guy on the internet's stock to flow. It's got to be the Bible, doesn't it? Then, of course, it didn't really work out. And the thing about the Plan B stock to flow is that it's just a nice little moving average, really. We go under and we go over, but we basically revert to the mean at any given point. Hey, Grok, can you average out the lengths of the Bitcoin bull markets 2013, 2017, 2021?
I'm not Grok, but I've got you covered. We just ran those numbers from the halvings, right?
Right.
For 2013, it's
Go from
13
the
months
halvings.
from the...
Go from the halvings, actually.
All right, sticking with the halvings. 2013 halving, November 28, 2012. Peaked December 2013, that's 13 months. 2017 halving, July 9, 2016. Peaked December 2017, about 17 months. 2021 halving, May 11th, 2020. Peaked November 2021, around 18 months. Totals, 48 months, split 3 ways, averages to 16 months. That's the rundown from the halvings. Good to go?
Yeah, so 16 months is Grok's take. That's basically on this. It's slightly different, but pretty similar. I didn't necessarily go from the halvings. I went from the first run-ups. Is this the monthly chart? Yeah, this is the monthly chart. So if we were to follow Grok in his 16-month timeline for a bull market cycle, where was it? It was April. April, 16 months. There we are. That's August. Friday, August 1st, 2025. Now, I remember having my cycle prediction peak at the end of August 2025. So I would say within a 4 year, this is just Grok. It's Grok, it's not Grok. I like how he says that. I'm not Grok. Well, I'm on the Grok app. I guess, so it's Grok, and then Rex is the personality. Anyway, that's just Grok. Right, and this is just some guy on the internet with similar predictions of when we peak out. Now, this is all. I think if we get really down into it, we can. The overarching synopsis on a bull market comes down to liquidity. I think we all are evolving to that now. What is this YouTube thing so out of whack here? There, I can sleep again. And outside of that, we start inventing things, inventing reasons why, inventing why it did this, why it doesn't that. Even this week, the market's not going to move because of the FOMC meeting. Now, I just say that because generally in these dire times of chop suey, the only thing to kill a market even more is expectation of a announcement in 2 days. So are we going to sit here and do nothing for 2 days? Hey, what does it matter now? We've been sitting here doing nothing for almost, 4 months? No, 3 months, almost 3 months. 3 months doesn't sound too long, but the problem is that as humans, we don't understand time and we want our expectations met now. We were promised a peak in 2025. We've yet to see one. Did we peak? When was that 109? Let's go back here and check out when was 109? 109. That was, January 20th. Well, hey, there's your peak. That's not peaky enough. 109 isn't peaky enough. I tell you what, if 109 was the cycle peak, you might say that the enthusiasm for Bitcoin as a retail investor for the normies may be gone forever, I think. 109. It's almost like we need more blood and guts in the movie script for people to be excited about it. If it just goes to 109, you're not going to really convince anyone because they don't care. The relative aspect of it. So take the squash club, for instance. When I was telling people, it's 16K, it's very low. This is typically a great time to, get some exposure to Bitcoin. From there to here is, 4 or 5x? They're not getting 4 or 5x's in their TARD-FI financial advisor BS. They're lucky if they just beat inflation at 15%. And to them, 15% is a huge number, right? I know some people who have come back to me and they're almost like, You know that guy who walks on the stage, that AI, and he's like doing this in front of everybody? Well, they like to come up to me and say, I just, my financial advisor just returned 17% return for 2024, right? And then, of course, you know, like all of you, keep my mouth shut and just want to go, no, you didn't beat inflation. What? What was that? You didn't. It's great, 17%, right? So it's funny because they'll get excited about a 17% return from a financial advisor who has taken their points, mind you, right? Their management fees, which, make no mistake, that financial advisor over the course of your investing life will make more money than you because we don't understand the compounding aspect of anything. Right. I figure the most important thing for any human to understand, and I was going to do a quick little video. I don't know if it's a short. I should do a short because shorts, you know, YouTube is incentivizing shorts. So if I were to do a short that was on compound annual growth rate, the CAGR, and it was a short, and I did a video that was 3 minutes, this short would be like exponentially viewed more than this video. But I just don't like shorts. You know, I feel like it's like a gateway drug to TikTok brain. You know, just sitting there, next. It's like the king and the jester. Not funny, next. Not funny, next. Next, funny. Terry Crow, I'm so grateful for coffee and Matty B's morning tea show. Thank you, Terry Crow. I'm meaning to say too. Mingo seems like, you see, you have to understand my big FU to shorts is those cat shorts. Because I feel like, you want some shorts? YouTube, you want some shorts? Here's some cat shorts. Because who doesn't like cat shorts, really, right? They don't perform that well. The Trump clips perform better than the cats, but it doesn't matter. I wanted to apologize to everyone who was at the piano bar because it was a very healthy super chat night. And of course, when I'm playing with someone new, all bets are off. It's like, so if you take the piano bar on its healthiest day, like when Kyle's like spitting fire and everything's working well, then working super chats in is easier because I have it's like I'm flying the plane in nice weather, you know, and I'm like, oh hey, super chat, okay, I'll put that slow one in there after we maybe change gears here. Oh, that super chat, that'll work perfectly in this medley. Okay, we'll get to that. But when there's a new guy, and he did very well. He did very well. He did very well, the new guy. He was a super talented singer, and I think the more he did it, the more he does it, the better he'll get for sure. But there's a million things you got to know. So, but anyway, long and short of it is I didn't get to a lot of super chats. I apologize. And of course, Terry Crow puts in the one song. So, maybe I take for granted that people know what's a Kyle song and a Matt song, or maybe they don't. And yeah, this is how I fly a plane. Fish, just taking it all in, you might say. The reason why we play drums on the keyboards and piano when we sing is that we double our song books, right? So before we did that, we had to learn each other's songs, and it's like, come on, I mean, it's hard enough to remember my own songs, let someone else's songs in a different key. So for instance, like what suits your voice is different. So if I play in B flat, he might play in C or D, and then we're transposing on the fly, and it's just stupid. So we play the drums, but that also atrophies our songbook. So like, so yeah, Terry Crow was that song you Home for a Rest. So he took that song one day because he has a quick little songbook that he can draw up. And then it becomes his song. Same with Paradise by the Dashboard Light. It became his song because he took it first. And whatever song I take first becomes my song, and he'll never learn it, right? And I'll never learn his songs just because it's like, well, why bother? Well, the reason why you should is because Kyle's not always going to be there. And if he's not there, people are still going to request those songs. So I don't, it was the apology for not getting to the super chats, because nothing hurts me more and lingers more than a super chat that I can't get to for whatever reason. I try to as much as I can, but you know, gets pretty hard. Let's take one last look at this before we we send off here, the 4-hour chart. We're still mincing words. This is so, I mean, under the 200 moving average, this is the 4-hour chart. Look how far away we are. How far away are we from that to get over the moving average? It's a 7% gainer. 7% gainer would take us to, oh, dang it. It's that spot, 89 to 91. 89 to 91. Memory man can't separate art from artist anymore. See, the hill I stand on when it comes to the piano bar is that it is one of the last, I don't know, artistic expressions that has no computer to it. I mean, it's run on a computer, but I mean, we don't use auto-tune. Any concert you see now is auto-tuned. For better or for worse, because it becomes a competition. So singers are going to sing out of tune. It's just what happens, right? Even Celine Dion, as she got older into Vegas, she implemented auto-tune. And she's, she's a incredible singer. But the reason why I think there's a significance to our piano bar Friday, Saturday night is that there's nothing to catch us. When we screw up hard and in front of people. And there's nothing that feels worse than singing out of tune. And when you know it, right? Or you know it, because if I'm singing out of tune and I know it, it means it's apparent to everyone. Now there's sometimes where singers can loosey-goosey, it sounds bluesy maybe, and pass it by because it's coming at you live, right? So you don't really hear it. So as it takes, when a really bad note comes, it's a really bad note, and everyone knows it. And I know you guys hear it. I know you guys hear bad notes. That's why I can. What happens on Saturday is that Duke and I'll go to the squash club. By the way, he won his tournament. So he won his first tournament under 13. Pretty big deal for him. He was pretty happy. It cleaned up too. It wasn't that great because he was just so much better than them at that age. He who serves best wins. So he, being the squash sociopath I was when he was young, I'm like, okay, you know what we're going to do here, buddy? I'm just going to teach you how to serve, because this is going to win you some tournaments quick if you just have a great serve. And he has a great serve now, so he kind of wins. And that'll change as he gets older. But anyway, what was I talking about? See, I start talking about Duke and I get pretty excited and I forget what I was even talking about. You like and subscribe.